This is a short video. All I did was drop the secondary coil down inside the primary coil. So you can see the first 8 turns are actually down inside the coil, and the other 8 turns are still sort of above the coil with the probe still connected on the top of the lead. This is the spark gap, right? There. That's the spark gap, right? Get the scope turned on. With it actually inside, we get much more voltage noted. Right, so it's not quite broken up. Right, so we're still now seeing 340 amps, 340 volts, 330 volts, and this is now at the 70 volts at no amps, or next to no amps, and we're still getting the 330 volts. Right, we'll go ahead and break it over now and show you the difference with the coil being more nested inside the other coil. Right, it's not quite broken over. I mean, it's still showing 0 amps, and it just broke over. So it's at 80 volts. It jumped up to almost an amp. Let's go ahead and bring it up to an amp. And the waveform now is off my scope's capacity, which is 1600 volts. I can do 1600 volts top bottom, 200 volts, and I have to dial it back actually. Let's dial it down a little bit so we can get it into a reading that can be displayed. Right, so it's now at about 800 milliamp, and we're at about 80 volts, 78 volts, 75 volts. We'll call it 80 volts, and we'll call it an amp, and that makes it 80 watts, which is a little higher, and this is the voltage that's coming off that coil now, and it's still a little hot, so it's 1560, you see it flashing in and out, and that's just from getting the coil more inside. If I had another coil that was the exact same number of turns but insulated on the in between there, and I took the output out of the secondary, isolated from the first, this might be how to better use a bifilar planar pancake coil in a setup that's set up like this, as it induces that flow. So I mean, even if I kick it back down, we're still getting like 350 volts, right? And that's with the amps at nothing. And it's always about 80 volts that it breaks over and goes up to an amp. So we'll keep it a little low, like 75 volts-ish. That's 75 volts. Alright, 75 volts, yeah, pretty much no amps. It's got to be some amps, but it shows no amps. And then you got 345 volts. Right, so, and that's without it breaking over. So I hope that's collectible, and then we'll have to see if this is collectible as well. Anyway, that's just by adjusting the height.